Going to be a nice weekend out there, too, at least for most of us. Winds are going to pick up, though, this weekend.
Okay.
It is still spring.
Right.
Kind of expect the winds. At least parts of New Mexico are going to see some rain this week. We've already started to see some of that today. In fact, take a look at this time lapse from the Pecos River out near Roswell. Started out with some fog in southeastern New Mexico this morning, and then at the end of this time lapse, you can see one of those billowing cumulonimbus clouds right there. It's the anvil from some severe thunderstorms that formed earlier today onto eastern New Mexico, where we made it up into the 80s. 91 for a high today in Roswell and Carlsbad. We made it up to 83 this afternoon here in Albuquerque, 11 degrees above our average high temperature. Upper 70s in San Farmington made it up to 80, but take a look at this dramatic temperature difference up in northeastern New Mexico. That was all thanks to a cold front and some cloud cover that left highs only in the 50s up in Clayton earlier. It's in the 40s there tonight, 49 in Las Vegas, still in the 70s though in Roswell and Carlsbad, 64 here in Albuquerque. It's only a couple degrees cooler up in Farmington and Santa Fe. Skies are clear, or at least mostly clear in the western half of New Mexico, but we're still watching some showers and storms into eastern parts of the state. One severe thunderstorm warning still in effect. This is down near the Carlsbad Caverns, southwest of Carlsbad, right along the Texas state line. A couple more showers and storms down into Eddy and Lee County. We had quite a bit of severe weather earlier this afternoon and into this evening out into parts of Quay, Curry, and even Roosevelt County. Had some reports of baseball-sized hail out around House, New Mexico. We've also continued to see a few more isolated showers and thunderstorms develop out there. Flash flood warning in effect for parts of Quay County, where it picked up as much as 3 inches of rainfall, according to radar. And we're also seeing some thunderstorms beginning to develop tonight onto San Miguel County, east and northwest of Las Vegas, and then up along I-25 to Wagon Mound and Springer. And we're going to be watching more of that later tonight as we're seeing more moisture making its way into eastern New Mexico. Dew points are in the 60s down in Roswell, Carlsbad, and Hobbs. When you start seeing dew points up into the 50s and 60s, that's when the air starts feeling a little bit more muggy, and that moisture is going to be pushing westward tonight and into early tomorrow morning. Here in the metro, it's all going to get washed out, though, by the afternoon. But tonight, all that moisture in eastern New Mexico is going to help to bring in some showers and thunderstorms through Saturday morning. So we'll hear some thunder in the eastern parts of the state overnight tonight. Winds start picking up tomorrow, pushing that moisture back off to the east, bringing us just an isolated storm or two in eastern New Mexico for Saturday afternoon and evening. Temperatures will be a little bit cooler out there as well, where we'll see that rain. Elsewhere, we're going to see high temperatures pretty similar to today. Tonight, we're going to see that East Canyon wind already start picking up, peaking around 3 a.m. with gusts of nearly 40 miles per hour. And then heading into Saturday afternoon, that wind direction changes, and we'll be looking at some windy weather across the western half of the state. But on Sunday, we are all going to be looking at some windy weather across New Mexico, especially around 3 p.m. That's when we're going to be looking at some of the windiest weather across the state, gusting anywhere from 35 to 55 miles per hour, bringing with it a very high fire danger across New Mexico. We could also run into some areas of blowing dust, even some potential wind damage. Red flag warning in effect for a large part of New Mexico on Sunday as well, and even a high wind watch where we have the chance to see up to 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts in a couple places in that area. We'll also see some windy weather in southern Colorado on Sunday. So enjoy tomorrow's highs in the 70s as it'll be sunny, a little bit breezy in western New Mexico, but not nearly as windy as what we're going to see on Sunday afternoon, as a cold front will also be sweeping through, bringing high temperatures back down to around average again for this time of year early next week. We'll likely see some blowing dust in southwestern New Mexico on Sunday, but the rain we see tonight and tomorrow across eastern New Mexico will likely keep some of that dust down on Sunday as highs climb back into the mid-90s down in Roswell. We'll see highs in the 70s on Sunday in Las Vegas, with chances for rain returning starting next Wednesday, as we'll hopefully see some more rain make its way back across New Mexico into the end of next week. Mid-70s this weekend, though, around Santa Fe, Taos, Los Alamos. 80s up around Espanola. We'll be in the 70s this weekend out into the East Mountains, and here around the metro, we're going to see high temperatures in the 80s tomorrow and Sunday, but watch for some areas of blowing dust Sunday afternoon, with gusts here in Albuquerque potentially as high as 45 miles per hour. Those winds do die out Sunday night. Still a little bit breezy in the afternoon Monday and Tuesday next week. And then they settle down as well, with a chance for rain returning starting Thursday.
Okay. Thank you, Grant.